Are you learning anything on here so far? I hope you are. I'm hoping you get the idea of how to install this pancake box tied into a smoke alarm. Now see, I left a little bit of the wire of the sheathing sticking out, and then on the ground wire, I'm going to push that down and I'm going to zip it around there at least once and then tighten up the ground screw. And I'm not going to cut it off. I'm just going to leave the rest of this long, and then I can use that to put wire nuts on the other ground wires, because on the ceiling fan, there's going to be a mounting bracket that you screw up to these two screws, these mounting screws. Okay, and you always have to make sure that when you buy a pancake box, they come with the mounting screws, because believe it or not, most ceiling fans do not come with the mounting screws. They come with the mounting bracket, but they're making the assumption you got the screws for whatever box you're going to be installing it on. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what's going to happen with that. And on the mounting bracket assembly, there's going to be a ground. There's going to be a ground wire attached to that. On the wires that go down, or there's a canopy on there. Oh no, on the sensor module, there's going to be a ground wire on there, or there'll be somewhere else. I think there's going to be at least two ground wires. Two ground wires, stranded ground wires that are going to be attached to here. Okay, we're just going to use a wire nut for that. We don't have to. The last thing you want to do is cut this and just wrap it around there and cut it off. Now it's like, hey, what are you going to do with the ground wires that are coming from the ceiling fan? You've got to get it mounted. And the idea is that you mount it to your metal box to the wires. You don't really want to undo one of the mounting screws and put the ground wire around that. That's kind of frowned on. Okay, you want to do it on a actual ground screw. That's what we're going to do there. I'll show you what this looks like after I push this down. In fact, I'll do that next. And see, there's that pencil mark right there. I got to make sure to get that out. But remember all the other marks we had on the ceiling? I don't see any, do you? You see any marks around there that wouldn't be covered with your ceiling fan canopy? I don't see any. That's how you want it when you get done with the project. You don't want any marks. Oh yeah, I'll have to caulk that. I'll have to touch up paint. I'll have to do that. Try to keep your grubby fingers off of there. If you get some marks on there, you're going to want to gently clean those off. Don't rub with a scouring pad with some cleaner, especially if your most ceilings are white and they're flat paint. And so when you clean off flat paint, you want to just lightly do it. Don't do it too much, or else you're going to see it, because what you're doing is you're actually you rub and rub and rub, and you're so proud of yourself that you got all your fingerprints off. And then when the light comes on, and when the sun shines through, and when the lights come in off your bed, and you look up there and you think, what are all those marks and the smudges up there? And it's because you had wiped so hard. And you cleaned, yeah, you cleaned, but you cleaned and you took the white paint right off the ceiling with it, okay? You see what I mean? And with me taking this one out, you see any marks around there? I see a discoloration on the side there, because whoever installed that, when they put it up, it went from there over, but the same one is going back up. The same area is going to be covered up anything there. That's why I had to be really super careful around the edges when I pulled that thing down. Don't be like a bull in a china shop. Give me the pliers, I can do it. Well, how come it's taking so long? And then you jerk it down and you break off a couple of edges of your drywall. Oops, yeah, that's what VideoJoe was talking about. That's why I should be careful and slow down. Well, I can cross that one off my list. That's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.